All right, well, hopefully this works. So yeah, I just got done seeing House of Gucci. I decided to go see it on Saturday, and I didn't go with anyone, so I wanted to express my thoughts on it because I have a couple. I have a couple thoughts on the movie, and I decided why not? I'll make a video for YouTube. I'm shooting this with my cell phone because I'm actually a little lazy to actually set up my laptop with the streaming software. So I'm just like, I'll shoot it with my phone, whatever. I hopefully this won't be me talking for a super long amount of time. Um, anyways, so we have House of Gucci. I went and saw it. I'll start by saying one, it's a very well acted movie. I enjoyed that part of it immensely. It is an enjoyable movie. If you want to go see it, go see it. This review will have spoilers. Not that I know you can spoil something based on true events. I don't know if you can spoil that. I don't know if that's something you have the power to spoil, but if you can, I'm spoiling it. So, yeah, this I will talk about this movie. First and foremost, I feel like this movie was definitely misadvertised. Again, I liked the movie, but I feel like it was misadvertised because well, it looked like from the trailers and mainly the trailers I saw before other movies because I see a lot of movies. It looked like it was a movie about a woman because I don't know the story of Gucci. I don't know. I didn't know this story, so I couldn't go. Well, I know how this story goes. I didn't. I had no introduction to this story. I just decided to go see it because it looked interesting, and why not? But it looked like it was going to be the story about a woman taking over this design company from the men who are running it, and whatever. It sounded fine. That is not what it is. If you think Lady Gaga at the end of this movie is going to be running Gucci, you are very wrong. Very, very wrong. Very wrong. She's not running Gucci at the end of this movie. She is in prison at the end of this movie. Um, because the story is this relationship between her. I'm not even going to try to use the character names because they're all very Italian, and I just don't feel like butchering names. It is the story of Lady Gaga and Andrew Driver, who come together. They get married. They fall in love. Andrew Driver is the son of one of the two owners of Gucci, um, and it's an interesting movie. What I had a problem with in this movie was its handling of time. This movie, this is really the thing that stuck in my craw is the handling of time. Because well, it doesn't handle it very well. This movie starts in 1970 something. I didn't see a title telling me what year it was when we started this movie. And in fact, the first scenes of this movie, this is a 2.5 hour movie. So by the time we got to the end, the beginning, I remembered it, but I couldn't remember if this was exactly either the beginning mirrors the end or the beginning is the end and everything else is a flashback. If it's that one, they never really set that up. I didn't get anything to establish that we were jumping back in time we're going back in time to before this event. I just figured this was our introduction to Adam Driver, and then we cut to the introduction of Lady Gaga. They eventually meet. They fall in love. Adam Driver is disowned by his father, Jeremy Irons, because he believes Lady Gaga is a gold digger. Which Lady Gaga's performance, although good, I'm never 100% sure if Jeremy Irons is wrong or not. Like sometimes I'm just sitting there going, "Oh no, she's definitely in love with him," and then like other scenes, it's like, "Nah, she's in this for the money. She's definitely in this for the money." But Adam Driver decides that he's choosing love over the Gucci name, so he leaves his father's estate and begins working for Lady Gaga's father's trucking company. And he's really happy, and they're happy, and they get married, and no one from the Gucci side finds out. And then his uncle, played by Al Pacino, finds out about the marriage, decides to invite them to his birthday, where we meet his son, played by Jared Leto, who I really do have a problem with Jared Leto being cast in this role, just because of the extensive makeup. Like, I get it, going through a lot of makeup to look like somebody else. But it's just weird when the outcome looks like a bunch of actors who are working today. Um, like he kind of looks like a young Jeffrey Tambor, which kind of looks like David Cross. And there's a bunch of other guys who've got that nice like bald spot with just a little bit of hair coming down that you could have stuck extensions on. They could have played this part, especially since this part is kind of the comedic element of this movie, if you can say one, because he's the idiot Gucci. So I don't know. Jared Leto was fine. I just, again, because you couldn't look at him and go, oh, that's Jared Leto. You look at Al Pacino, you know that's Al Pacino. Jeremy Irons is definitely Jeremy Irons. Selma Hayek, and Lady Gaga's Lady Gaga. Adam Driver looks like Adam Driver. But yeah, I felt like it was just unnecessary. If you have to put him into that much makeup, now it's just a name for the poster. It's not because, I don't agree. I don't think like he gave a performance that no other actor could have given. I thought he gave a good performance, but I feel like other people could have done that performance as well, and not have needed as much prosthetic makeup to make them look like that. So anyways, you meet the other two Guccis, and they kind of bring Adam Driver back in, him and Lady Gaga. They want to bring him into the company, and it goes from there with scheming and trying to write people out, and Jeremy Irons dies pretty early on after telling Jared Leto he has no talent. But all of this movie takes place from 1970-something to 1995. Well, actually, it's 1997, but with only one like tag to tell you it's 1983. I don't know why 1983 was important, but it definitely tells you it's 1983. There isn't really any other tags telling you that time has changed, and the only way to know time has changed is because Adam's Driver his hairstyle changes. Like, Lady Gaga's hairstyle will change between scenes that are definitely, like, chronologically next to each other. Like, they're away on a skiing trip, and her hair changes while they're still on this skiing trip. But yeah, Adam Driver is the only person who has real change, and that's just his hair. Like, nobody ends up with fine lines on their eyes or other lines, like little things that could tell you that time has passed. Yeah, I get it. We don't age that quickly, but if you're gonna have a movie that covers over 20 years, you need to do something more than just hair to let the audience know how much time is passing. Because let me tell you, when they popped up the 1983 card, I was like, shit, 1983? Really? We're in 1983? Okay, we're in 1983. And then when we get to the last act of this movie and somebody says 1995, remember the last time we were told a date was in 1983. It is now 1995. 12 years have passed. And I was sitting there going, 12 years passed? Really? That's a long, huge chunk of time. And also just the way things are ordered, I think I don't know, I thought, again, I enjoyed the movie, but I had problems with the time frame of this movie. Because you also have Lady Gaga has a child. Apparently her and Adam Driver have a child. Those two real people had a kid. So that's part of the movie. She says, I'm pregnant. There's one scene with her, and she's clearly still, like, pretty early in the pregnancy because she's not showing. And then there's a scene with Jeremy Irons and Jared Leto, and then they have the baby. So that entire, 9 months is basically just zipped right through. And I get it. You have 2.5 hours. You're trying to tell the high points of this 20-year story. I just felt like they could have done better with covering those high points. And letting us know, why do we not have more things telling us what year it is? Like, why is 1983 the only other important year other than 1995? Because 1995 is when Adam Driver's character gets bought out of his shares in Gucci and then gets shot dead because his wife decides to kill him. I don't even know if she is his wife, because she has definitely served divorce papers sometime in the 80s. That scene definitely takes place sometime in the 80s when she gets the divorce papers. And maybe it was a really long and drawn-out divorce, that they were still legally married by 1995. because she kicks Adam Driver's girlfriend out of their apartment because she says it's her house, which could only work if they were still married. But again, that divorce must have taken forever. And then it doesn't help that in the movie trivia before it says ex-wife, which would mean that they actually got divorced. Because if he just died and they were still married, she'd be his widow, not his ex-wife. So it was a very confusing moment. But yeah, she has him killed because he wanted a divorce. I can't think of anything else. That like she tries to throw the he's not there for their daughter, but it like there's not enough stuff in the movie to support or deny that fact. Like you don't see him actively like canceling on doing stuff with their daughter. In fact, when she confronts him about it, he's like, I had my custody 2 weeks ago, which I'm a child of divorce where I only saw one of my parents once every 2 weeks. So to me, it's like, oh, okay, I'm not seeing that that's the reason. He does have, Adam Driver ends up with a girlfriend, but by the ordering of the scenes, that happens after the divorce papers are sent. So he's not actually cheating on her. Like he's not fooling around on her and then decides to get divorced. He decides to get divorced and then has a girlfriend, which I get it. Yeah, depending on your views, whatever, but still. So yeah, she has him shot and killed. But at least she doesn't get away with it because she was sentenced in 97 to 26 years in prison. So at least again, that's the only time aging is ever shown is like her in the courthouse her in the courtroom. She actually looks aged up a little bit. Like more bags under the eyes, more fine line. Like she looks more aged than she has in any other part in this movie. And it's literally been 2 years from she looks like she has in this entire damn movie to, oh, she looks older. 2 years. The last 20, man, Italians don't age. That's what House of Gucci has taught me. And then after, as it's going through, like what happened to everyone, they say that the uncle who got bought out and his son are both already dead by the time Adam Driver's character is shot. They're all like one of them died in 1990. The other one died in I think it was 95. So he might have lived a little longer than Adam Driver, depending. But still, it's like so these we're putting up cards to tell us these people have already died. But they died in the course of the movie. Like, generally, when you stick up those cards, you stick them up to tell you that they died sometime after the events that are taking place. Not they died during. Like, it just struck me as weird. Like I said, overall, it's not a bad movie. It's an enjoyable movie. I just wanted to rant about the weird time jumps this movie takes without, like, saying anything to the viewing audience for the vast majority of it. And I wanted to vent that stuff. I think I covered everything I wanted to vent about House of Gucci. Yeah, but overall, it's not a bad movie. It was an enjoyable movie. The first half an hour takes a little bit to get through, but once you're through the first half an hour, the subsequent 2 hours move really quick. Like it kept you interested and it kept you going. And I didn't really start noticing that what's up with these time jumps until we get to the end. Like it's all about like halfway through the movie. And again, it didn't take me out of the movie. I just like was questioning why. Why couldn't we have made these more secure? But overall, House of Gucci is a pretty decent movie. It was well acted. I'm probably not going to watch it again. Like, it was good, but it's probably not one I'd say, oh, I need to watch this over and over and over and over again. Like, it was good. I'm probably good with just the one viewing of House of Gucci. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I know this isn't a regular Wednesday video, but this Wednesday is my top 10 favorite movies of 2021. I haven't edited it, even though I also have seen Licorice Pizza and Nightmare Alley since the beginning of this year, and all of those are 2021 movies. I guess I'll do a quick thing, since I just did this whole thing for House of Gucci. Licorice Pizza is pretty good. I liked it. It was a good Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Which reminds me, I actually watched Boogie Nights. That was the other thing with the time jumps. I watched Boogie Nights last night, which also spans a huge period of time, and I think it handled that better than say House of Gucci, mainly because you have Don Cheadle, who is like always trying to dress in the fashion. So he's kind of is your guide through this movie of when a time jump is occurring. Whereas House of Gucci, you didn't have that in there. But anyways, Licorice Peach is pretty good. I really like Nightmare Alley. Had I seen it before January 1st and before I shot my best of 2021, it might have made the top 10. I liked Nightmare Alley. It was a really fun movie. But anyways, yeah, thanks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for clicking on this video. I'm Martin Prevost. Have a good one. And let me know if you saw House of Gucci. Let me know what you thought of it. All right. Later.